Sorry for anyone that has to go after. Okay, so my name is Kelly Kirk. I'm the Director of Content and Innovation at Wall to the Vault, and our goal is to teach financial literacy through kids, entertainment, and interactive content. That's wrong way. All right, so the problem is, well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm literally constantly always learning more about money. I'm obsessed with learning about finance, the financial industry. I made a bunch of money off of Dogecoin in the past, so clearly I'm interested in what the heck's going on. But it turns out I'm not alone. Actually, 88% of young adults wish they'd started learning earlier, definitely me. And actually 78% of adults aren't actually confident enough to show their kids what's going on or teach it to them. And so I actually was living overseas before. I'm not really that good at grammar, but I said I can probably teach ABCs. So, I went overseas and started teaching English, and there I saw all that was possible. So, I'm not the world's best with money, but now I understand what a credit card is and why did no one teach me that until I was 30 and had to go learn it on my own. So that's kind of what I'm doing, is I'm trying to kind of create this content to teach kids the basics of finance. So with all these things, young people wanting more education, people not feeling confident enough, let's give the people what they're looking for. What if a child's favorite show or music or TV series or games or classes were actually teaching financial literacy? That's exactly what we're doing. We're creating books, charts, classes, music, as I said, animated series, all teaching kids about money. So imagine Phineas and Ferb, or Dora the Explorer, or SpongeBob, in this kind of cool, subtle way where it's, actually empowering people. I believe this content's really fantastic because it's in a way everyone can understand. It is for kids, but the older siblings are watching it with them. The parents are watching it with them. The babysitters are watching it with them. The grandparents are watching it with them. The teachers are watching it with them. And suddenly everyone's getting this child-friendly, simplified content, teaching them long-term thinking, money management, resist your urges. I was saying I have one episode where the siblings both get a job walking dogs, and they call the brother, it's $10 an hour, woohoo! They call the sister, it's $10 an hour, well, I could teach him to sit, I could teach him to walk, I could teach him to run, I'll bring treats, I'll take him to the dog park, maybe $20 an hour. And eventually they agree on 15. And then, what the heck, it's the same job, how are you making 15 and I'm making 10? Because they learned to negotiate, we asked. So again, I'm just trying to make this content and make this epic TV show that, can honestly bring power back to the people and, not get so brainwashed to constantly spend. So this content is trying to reach a wide audience. Our content's easy for everyone to understand, even English as a second language learners, because we keep it all pretty simple for young kids. Our stories and our songs are both fun, effective, and entertaining. The lyrics, I write a lot of music, and when I met them, they'd been already writing music. So our lyrics are made on purpose to stick in your head for a lifetime and last. I'll give you guys, since we have 2 minutes, 2 examples of songs. One's called Before You Spend It, and this is a tiny bit. It goes, before you spend it, you must choose exactly how much cash to use. Because once you spend it in the store, the money's not yours anymore. So, there's that one. And then this is one I actually recently wrote. It goes, bum, 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 put it to the test. Are you about to invest? Will it be worth more in the future? If you bought it now, do you think somehow it'll be worth more in the future? 'Cause you got a lot of things to buy each day. Dun, 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 dun. But what's the point if you throw it all away? Dun, 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 dun. It's a 2-for-1, a deal each time you spend. Dun, 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 dun. If the things you buy hold value in the end. So, I'm working on these songs. Another one I'm writing is called More Than Banks.
Yeah.
You can put your money in banks, you can put it in gold, you can put it in crypto, you can put it in your own business, and there's more than banks. So I'm really trying to make, honestly, I think it could be on Broadway, I think it could be in schools, I think it could be the plays, I think it could be a TV show, I think it could be on Spotify. I really think it's epic. I think the world needs this, and I love it. I've been working as a unpaid partner and investor for the past 3 years because I truly think there's nothing better I could be doing with my time and my money, and I love it so much. So with that being said, I do have classes, and they're going all right. We have parents now taking my classes. I have over 150 5-star reviews from parents over the past 2 years. I took a year off my baby. So parents say, who knew finance could be such a blast? My 8-year-old is notoriously restless, but this class kept his interest and taught him a lot. I've gotten reports from kids. Their kids go home, the 8-year-olds writing business plans and start businesses. I actually tutor a kid who started my classes and now he's gone viral, 8 million views. He's raised over $200,000 for charity. Just giving kids a chance to start learning about money. So, we offer a diverse range of products. We have a website we're launching soon, a subscription-based website. I'll show you guys here now. I don't know if this is exactly going to work. This is a short trailer. You guys are going to hear our badass song too. Our song was written by the guy who wrote the theme song for Dora the Explorer because his mom owed me a favor. Yeah, so if you are like, hey, the song sounds as good as Dora the Explorer, you're right. Okay, so here we go. It's just a minute. Hopefully the sound works. Okay, well. You guys can see, basically the other thing that we're doing that's really actually awesome, like I almost can't believe it's happening, is, I'll speak, Walter, be quiet, I'm talking. One thing that I really can't believe is happening is we're starting to do partnerships as well. They've been trying now, the people who invented Wall to the Vault came up with it, actually 25 years ago. Wall to the Vault is as old as Clifford, but no banks or financial institutes ever wanted to actually work with us because they didn't want to teach people about money. But funny enough, now I started going and finding opportunities. So actually, just recently, this past weekend, did a partnership with Mini Cooper. And so we actually went to Mini Cooper and I did a class teaching kids how to afford a Mini Cooper in cash by the time you're 16. And these custom opportunities of going to companies and teaching financial literacy through whoever the heck will take it on. I don't want to go into schools. I want to be an out-of-school program, a fun, cool thing that you can get addicted to outside of school. School makes plans. So with that being said, yeah, these are the people we've worked with, Girl Scouts, and I really want to work with a lot of people. I've talked to the city of Seattle Transit, maybe getting like a family fun event, promoting the bus passes. It's free for kids, show how much money you can save, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I'm really open to partnerships right now. Really, I guess if you just resonate at all, kind of what I'm just looking for from one is just practice pitching, 2, impress my dad, just kidding. And 3, yeah, if anyone just has any advice, opportunities, if you like what we're doing, follow us, follow at Wall to the Vault. You can email me, Kelly at Wall to the Vault. And just to quote our darling Walter, save your nickels, save your dimes, listen well to all your rhymes, for if you do, it's me you'll thank for all the money in your bank. Thank you.
To give everybody sort of a little introduction to what I'm about to talk about, do people here like fireworks? Yeah. You guys like fireworks? Okay, this is about fireworks. Actual exploding in the sky fireworks. For some reason, every time I say I work in fireworks, it takes people a second to understand what I'm talking about. But now you all know that I'm talking about actual explosive fireworks. Okay, so the name of our company is Pyrobotics. And we're building the future of fireworks manufacturing via industrial automation. Now, I've been working in the fireworks industry for 25 years, and the problem that we're trying to solve here is that the US fireworks industry, and by extension, pretty much the fireworks industries in any developed country, are held captive by a near total dependence on China for production. It's a single point of failure that risks the future of the industry. And this is actually true. The industry faces increasingly significant and severe supply chain problems with each passing year, to the point where, like, the 4th of July is increasingly threatened over the last several years. And people don't know it because we kind of scrape by and get through it. But if you used fireworks for a long time, you've seen the prices increase significantly. And this year, because of supply chain issues in China, the production of fireworks, we're only supposed to get about 50% of what we ordered in by the 4th of July, which means all the companies in the US are gonna have 50% of their stock just sitting there not being sold for the next year. So it's a big problem that China is the only source and we need to diversify. The solution that we're developing is to purchase a Brazilian fireworks factory and then implement and develop automated production systems to advance the state of the art, providing that competitive alternative to China. Now, for the last 2 years, I've been traveling down to Brazil to kind of explore the viability of Brazil as a supplier to the United States. Brazil is actually the 3rd largest producer of fireworks in the world, but because of globalism and how that came about, like globalism really only was between certain countries, and Brazil was kind of left out of that. So they have actually no connection to the rest of the world. They only produce for their own domestic market. But Brazil is a free and democratic country, similar to the United States, like near the same level as the United States. So it's actually a really ideal environment. It's like the 6th largest country by population, like the 3rd largest by land mass. It's a really big country with a lot of infrastructure and capability to supply the world market in lieu of China. So the market itself, you're looking at a total market of about $12 billion. The addressable market's about $10 billion, and the obtainable market that we're kind of targeting in the beginning is about $1 billion. Our business model is super simple. We're just going to make fireworks that are competitive with the cost and the quality, and we're going to sell them to U.S. importers and then ultimately importers in other developed markets. And that will branch out over time. I tend in the initial pitch not to get too into the weeds with that, but like, for example, India does not allow fireworks imports, and they're the largest country by population in the world. So if we were able to develop our automation in Brazil and prove that out there, we could then replicate that in India and then make fireworks in India and then have access to that entire market as well. So there's a lot of opportunity there. And again, I don't want to get too deep into that at this phase, but there's tons of opportunity in this situation. Let's see here. Our team, we have 3 co-founders, myself here in the US, we have our CFOs in Canada, and then my partner for the last couple of years down in Brazil. He's actually a native of Uruguay, but lives in Brazil full-time in the town that makes all the fireworks. We have about 35 years of combined experience in the industry. And then the other interesting thing about our team, and this kind of speaks to how small the fireworks industry globally actually is, but just the 3 of us, we're within 2 degrees of every single major importer in the world. So when it comes to our sales efforts, there's really not a lot of trying to figure out who the market is. Like, they're all in my phone and I can call them now. Or I can call somebody that can give me the number for the person I don't know. So we're really ingrained in the fireworks industry. As far as traction is concerned, we received a $500,000 pre-seed investment from one of the top 10 US importers back in 2022. That pre-seed funding is running out right now. We're raising a seed round. And then we shipped the first ever container of fully compliant consumer fireworks from Brazil to the US last April, and that was in the market, sold in retail stores with good feedback for the July 4th season of 2023. And then early this year, we secured letters of intent from 2 other top 10 importers to prepay for $1 million worth of production once we're able to start producing that product. So we're asking for $3.5 million to acquire and modernize that Brazilian factory, and then provide us with the operating expenses to carry us through till we are profitable. So that is the pitch, and I usually elicit a lot of questions. So if anyone has questions, go ahead.
To be honest, I'm here. This is a presentation from a class. I'm doing a software product management course. It's a certificate, it's 3 courses. This is our final presentation from our last course. Basically, we were tasked with how do we make a software product that improves the mental health of its users, which, sort of antithetical to many other software products. So we did some research, trying to look around the industry, especially since the pandemic. There are way more people who want therapy than there are therapists that can provide it. Telehealth was a very big kind of gap filler. We don't have to meet in person. Maybe we could just meet on Zoom, basically, as a therapist to a provider, or a provider to a client. This was a really big innovation. We would like to see if we can, as opposed to using AI to be a therapist, which I think is an ill-advised route that has a lot of ethical considerations, we want to use AI to make therapy more effective or more valuable itself. Right? So there's a lack of therapists. That means you may only meet your therapist once or twice a month. So how do we make that 1 hour, once or twice a month, very, very effective? So MindPulse. So the customer problem we're looking toward is a therapy provider has this person that they see relatively infrequently. That's all they can afford. That's all the time they have. And a lot of the time spent is just trying to come up with, what did I go through? What did I actually experience in the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, month, or whatever? How do I kind of nicely distill that into something to present to my therapist so that we can have an actual, session where I'm working on something as opposed to just trying to recap my whole experience. So essentially, valuable time is being wasted in sessions, and we want to see if we can eliminate that. So we are looking at this big swath, all different kinds of therapy providers, different kinds of social workers who work with patients in this same kind of format. Honestly, I didn't make the slide. I don't remember this one. We're going to move on. The value proposition is so we are revolutionizing the patient-provider experience with a tool that takes journaling, intelligently summarizes it, and then presents it to the therapist. So as someone throughout their weeks or months between sessions, they're taking notes, and that journaling can be either through voice or through text or even images of their handwritten notes. It's then using large language models to intelligently summarize that and say, okay, over the past 3 weeks, we've seen specific kinds of trends on these triggers, or let's say certain issues that you have seen repeatedly come up. You have now this really nice, refined, clean presentation to say, hi, I'm just meeting my therapy session, and you say, this is what we're starting on, this is what we got to work on, and that's just a start. Over time, we're using these iterative summaries of lots of journal entries to be able to create metrics. So it looks like your anxiety over a period of time has gone up and down, right? Based on the data that we've collected through your journals. So we're providing a mental health analytics tool in the long run, but at first it starts with just a journaling tool, and we want it to be an interactive journaling tool, leveraging large language models and the voice capabilities within large language models to make this a very compelling experience that we haven't really had before. Before it's just a pen and a paper or a notes app. This is something a little more. Sorry, I'm pressing the wrong button, wrong direction. And the point is competitive differentiation. I'd like to get to. So there are many apps for journaling, right? You can write your notes down, but the important thing is we are going to integrate your journaling with your therapist so that you guys have a MindPulse, the finger on the pulse of your patient's experience over a long period of time. And that integration allows you to know what the session is about and why you're actually there each time. And then over a period of time, this improves the quality of sessions as you are prepared. When you get there, you're ready. And let's say a new medication is introduced, a new therapeutic strategy is introduced. We can see through those journaling insights whether or not that's been successful or not. So where we fit into the actual market is that we're not a person-to-person app necessarily. We integrate with a health system, let's say like Kaiser is a big one around here. So they offer some kind of similar products, but not to this level of sophistication. Essentially, someone like Kaiser pays for our service. They distribute a dashboard to the therapist and a mobile app for the client. client journals. The therapist has access to the insights from that journal, and that's all kept private and secure between those two contributors, and the health system doesn't have access to that data, much like any other kind of telehealth platform that's provided by Pyrobotics or something like that. And so that's what we are, is a product that's sold to a health system that's distributed to a provider and to the actual clients at Laser. So ease of use is to be very, very easy. You just talk to it. You just text into it. You just take a photo of your handwritten journal. Over time, it's getting a better understanding of what you are dealing with, what you're facing, and as a better intelligent summarization of your experience. And then we are also collecting this data for therapists to be able to track the mental health status of their clients. Just like as we know, working with large language models, they get to know you. They learn and understand, even without special training or tuning, through the patterns they see in the text that you provide them. They get an understanding of you and can give you a better understanding of yourself. Again, didn't do this slide. I don't know this one. I'm sure there's some valuable data. The product manager at EA, who is my group partner, made this, and he made a whole Excel file. It seems like, based on trends in telehealth therapy, there is a real precedent for this kind of product to be sold to health systems. Questions and answers?
I wonder though,